What's up, folks? It's your boy Brandon Bravon Towns. I'm just chilling here at the crib, just unwinding after a long day of work and watching some of this Sweet 16 action. And damn, look like Gonzaga about to lose number one overall seed. Don't call them a blue blood. I don't care how many times they rank number one. If you ain't got one chip to show for it, you ain't a blue blood. Nah, but anyway, this NFL offseason has been the craziest that I've ever seen. I think this is the craziest NFL offseason ever. I mean, just these haymaker moves by franchises. I'm not talking about Aaron Rodgers re-signing with Green Bay. Who cares? I'm not even talking about Tom Brady's bogus retirement. Who cares? I'm talking about the franchise players that keep switching uniform, that are just switching uniforms and money being thrown like nothing. I'm talking Russell Wilson, Devontae Adams, Deshaun Watson, Matt Ryan. I'm talking, these are franchise players that are just switching teams like nothing. And, yesterday was another bombshell trade. Tyreek Hill gets traded from the Kansas City Chiefs to the Miami Dolphins. And then on top of that, signs a 4-year, $120 million contract, over $70 million guaranteed. Got the bizag. Do you think his production is going to be the same that it was when he was in Kansas City? That remains to be seen. But you know what? Shout out to Tyreek Hill. But it's something that disturbs me. Something that disturbs me and is a societal issue. And I'm going to be honest, it came from my favorite sports podcast, the Dan Le Batard and Stu Gatz, they're not on ESPN anymore, on YouTube. Now, I'm not going to stop watching them or anything like that. I love the show too much. And they are a very woke culture show, but they did something that happens too much, in particular in society, and in particular, I'm going to go there, to black people. They mentioned about Tyreek Hill's past mistakes that he's made in his life. I guess a mistake that he made in college, and then I remember what happened about 3 years ago with the video with his fiance. Okay, that was 2019. Since that point in time, you haven't heard anything negative about Tyreek Hill. You haven't heard anything about any off-the-field issues. And since then, Tyreek Hill has gone on to win a Super Bowl, multiple All-Pro teams, multiple Pro Bowls, generally seen as the most explosive, not the best wide receiver in the league, but the most explosive one by far, and it ain't even close. So the issue is, why is it every time that somebody is having their moment, somebody is having their time to shine, if they've done anything wrong in their life, somebody, generally from the media, somebody has to bring that up. And I'm not saying that this happens to just black people, but it happens to, the majority of the time, whenever somebody gets the bag and has a huge come up, Tyreek Hill, when his football career is said and done, will have made well over $100 million. And from a societal standpoint, and yes, I'm going here, the greatest fear in the United States of America is people of color's economic rise to power. That is a fear. That is a fear, and that is a fact. And these big contracts that are being handed to these young black men, these young black pro athletes or entertainers or whatever, isn't received well by a lot of people in this country. And to them, I say, get over it. But it gets on my nerves because this, again, what happened with Tyreek Hill, the last incident that happened with Tyreek Hill was in 2019. How can somebody ever change, do better, become a better person when there's always somebody there ready to throw your past transgressions in your face every time something good happens to you? Now, I could see if he had got into another legal issue, another off the field issue that will have made you, that would have gotten somebody to bring up past issues. But this was a great moment. This is, like I said, dude, just got a check for over $70 million, guaranteed money to play football. And for whatever reason, because that's all I want to know, what's the reason that you would bring up something that happened 3 years ago, especially since he's been on the straight and narrow ever since? How can we as a people ever truly change? Because we as a society contradict the fuck out of ourselves so much. It's sickening. We talk about everybody deserves a second chance and change and be better. But when you sit there and literally try to change, especially if you're a person in the public eye, somebody's always willing to throw something that you did in the past back in your face. Even when they're doing great work in the community or just keeping their nose clean, just minding their own damn business. And then they get the bag. They get a promotion. They get something. And it's like, oh, this is great, but let's remember they did this because this is who they really are. And that's like crazy. Like, how can you change? How can you truly change as a person? Be better as a person when there's always somebody there to throw what you did back in your face. And like I said, I love Dan Le Batard and Stu Gatz. If I talked to Dan Le Batard in person ever in my life, I would just ask, what was the point of that? What was the point of bringing up what Tyreek Hill did 3 years ago? I can understand the Deshaun Watson thing because this is still fresh. He still has 22 cases, civil cases pending. But again, today, a second grand jury refused to indict him on criminal charges because of lack of evidence. So that means out of 22 cases, you couldn't find one case to bring in criminal charges on. That means that something's funny about that case and there's no need to convict him. But again, we live in a society that is guilty until proven innocent instead of the other way around. And honestly, it gets on my nerves. It's annoying because we always preach about being better than that, yet we do that all the time, particularly when it's a black man and a lot of money or a position of power involved. I mean, think about it. Chauncey Billups, when he was hired by the Portland Trail Blazers, all of a sudden the media wants to bring up stuff that he did back when he was in college. Chauncey Billups is 47 years old. He ain't been in college in over 25 years. Are you joking? Jason Kidd, Mavericks ready to hire Jason Kidd as a head coach. Oh, well, remember when he called a DUI? Bruh, people make mistakes. We are not perfect. But why, why, when somebody has a come up, are we ready to throw what they did in the past back in their face? Why? It just makes no sense. Because, again, and I'm not saying that this was done on purpose, but it continues to shine. It's a continual, just a cold reminder that we're not a forgiving society. As much as we like to say we are, we're not. We are a society that likes to see people fail. Social media is a perfect example of that. We are a society of haters. We are a society of haters and bitch-ass individuals. Straight up. We do not want to really see people succeed, because if you've done anything wrong at all in your past and you have a successful moment that's going to bring you a lot of revenue or bring you more successful opportunities, here come the haters to remind you this is who you really are. I'm not even going to say we got to do better, because people say that all the damn time. I think we know that we need to do better. It's just the fact of, will we do better? And way to go, Tyreek Hill. Congratulations, bro. You deserve every dime. And as a Bronco fan, I'm glad you are the fuck out of the AFC West. Peace out.